Hey everyone, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to do a video about sustainable consumerism, and just touch on a couple things, and then show you guys some ways that we can all start giving things a second chance. Whatever, we'll get there. Okay, so we all buy stuff in our society, and this term of sustainable consumerism is just offering different perspectives to the way that we do participate and buy things. I'm sharing this space with kitties. That's Boo. Anyway, so I'm gonna share things. We all buy stuff. I think. Hey guys. Okay. I think that a lot of folks in our society, this idea that we're free, and I've spoken to this in other videos before, is that you just have the ability to spend your money how you wish, right? And within that, there's this classism and thrifting or secondhand goods, or making things out of what people would call trash. There's a huge stigma around that. And so part of this video is reducing that stigma, and letting us have a better connection with the things that we already have, the things that we continue to buy, that we throw away. Another thing that I know I've mentioned in at least one video is this little mantra or saying that live simply so others can simply live. That's kind of a way of life for me, and I try and do everything I can to honor that. Awareness of everything being energy and everything having energy. So when things are extracted using human labor that is not compensated fairly, I know I've seen a lot recently about people who work with Amazon and all these other big companies talking about the slave labor conditions that they experience while they're at work, and understanding that every time you order from these companies, or participate with spending your money there, that the items that you're receiving have been through countless hands. And when you think about everything being energy, and think about the energy that that product or that item that you're receiving has encountered, all these different types of energy, and think about what kind of energy that's bringing into your home that you're participating in, is really big, and that takes a lot. And also thinking about the extraction from the earth to make these items, and honoring our earth better by reusing, reducing, recycling, upcycling, giving things a second life. So another big mantra is use what you already have. I'm sure if you look around your house, you have way more than you think you do, even if you are in a scarcity or mindset of lack. Look around, and I'm going to share some things and ideas with you to let you know that you are probably not lacking. And give everything at least a second life. At least a second life. Also pulling away from these big companies, like I said, ways that we can do that. We can support local sales, whether they're yard sales, thrifting, do it yourself by using what you have, even shopping with Craigslist or eBay, who connects you to individual sellers versus just Amazon that is feeding this corporate and capitalistic agenda. All right, and also feeding your inner artist, your inner child, and your inner creative by doing art, by creating things, by giving them a second life, is incredibly healing. It's incredibly important. Both the word earth and heart have the word art in them, and that speaks volumes to just this whole message. Often the supplies that you need to give something a second life or to DIY something are pretty minimal, and also using your time. Your time is your freedom, and using your time to create things that you want to create for yourself, for your family, to make an income, that's going to lead you to your freedom. So using your time to create instead of just absorb outside energy, using your hands, create. And then trusting your intuition and yourself, and just visualizing in simplifying innovation, right? And so with that, I want to show you some things that I have that I've been creating. So I made a post of this on my Instagram. I haven't announced it here on YouTube, but I have bought a plot of land, and my family and I are working to moving off grid, right? And so with that, I've been creating things that we're gonna need. We're gonna need lighting. And so behind me, this is a piece, these are two different things that I've done with lighting. So I thrifted this candle holder, and then I bought these new and have also bought the rocks. But anyway, so this is I don't know if you can see it. This is just a little lantern, and it's solar lights and giving this piece a new life. And yeah, it's going to be beautiful in our future home. Another one that I've been working on for lighting are these solar lights from the Dollar Tree. These are dog food cans that I just put a little hemp and some beading on. And these, I made like 8 of these. So yeah, just a little paint, and then inside to hold the light, I just have rocks. You can find those outside. So those are just 2 projects about like things that I've been doing. I bought some lamps, and my son is obsessed with Moana, and his birthday is coming up. So I found this really weird thing at the thrift store the other day, and I am turning it into, again with pieces of nature, it's gonna be a little sailboat. You can't see, I'm sorry, I'm limited space back here, but this is my little art studio. So those are just some things, you know, if you do secondhand, and you know, a lot of times when I go thrifting, I find things that I don't think I need or that I didn't know I needed, but they still call to me, and I honor that because that's my creative coming out. I also found, so yeah, let's go back to things that you may just have around your house. I just wanted to share some ways that you can start creating things. So one thing that you might have around your house is these ads, or, you know, if your children are like mine and pull their book covers off, you might have these. And so what I've been doing recently is cutting these up, and I plan to make our own paper when we have this space. It's a very simple process. I'll be able to use it within my own business as packaging or labeling. So yeah, just holding on to paper, cutting it up into these, and then you can find a paper DIY online. They're everywhere. Also cardboard, again, from the dog food, child painting, you know, anything is a canvas to a child. So yeah, you can just give things a new life. My favorite medium to work with personally is paper. So I just want to show you a couple of things that I've done to create new life. So these were frames, and my frames kind of fell apart, but I love doing collages. So I made these collages out of National Geographics because they're racist, and you can buy them very cheap at the thrift store and then repurpose them into things. So these are just like little imagination stations for Niall, my son. When he plays with cars or with dinosaurs, you know, he has a little, yeah, and it helps promote imagination. I want to talk to you about just reusing. Marley, can you move your booty, please, sweetie? Honey, thank you. Marley, stop. This is Marley. Marley, can you say hi? All right. So, something else that I hold on to is every morning after I brew my coffee, I hold on to coffee grinds. I let them dry out in the sun and then put them in this jar. You can make bath scrubs. You can do exfoliations with these. You can also add them to your soil for your garden or your compost. Coffee grounds are really cool. You can also use them as a natural dye. For the sailboat project, I actually dyed some white fabric with some coffee grounds yesterday to get that, you know, a little tannish, brownish color for the sailboat. Some other things that I hold on to If you have nail polish and it gets like gross and chunky and dry, all you have to do is add a little bit of nail polish remover, like a little bit, and then, you know, shake it up if you have to add more. But that will get the consistency back to something you can use so that you don't end up wasting all of that, all right? And then also if you do want to, if you are all done, you can clean it out with nail polish remover and you can use this for whatever you want. And then also with tinctures, if you have medicine or tinctures laying around, I hold on to all of these. You can just boil them, and depending on what was in the bottle, you might want to boil it a couple times to remove all scent or whatever. And then you can reuse your tincture bottles. Just use warm water or Goo Gone to remove the labels, so you can use these again. And this is a piece of fabric that if you buy a blanket, it comes on the blanket, and it came with like 2 pieces of Velcro that I already cut off. But again, you can use the Velcro for something, and then having fabric, I hold on to a lot of fabric. I love using fabric. And that's another project that I want to share with you that I've been working on for our future. You know, we're moving into a homestead, so I've been doing many projects to prepare. But just here, some bohemian looking curtains with all these fabric pieces. They're not done yet, I have to clean them up. But just holding on to fabric so you can make your own curtains. Things that I've seen curtains on sale for Etsy for, you know, upwards of $400. And I do support local artists, and I do want to talk about cooperative economics on this video as well. But just things that you can do with what you have. I have an abundance of fabric and lots of weird pieces, so I'm also making lampshades with fabric and that curtain. Also, we bought a fan at the beginning of summer that broke 2 days later. And most people would throw this away, but what I see is that it could become, you know, with fabric or something, it could become one of those like bed things, you know, you could hang it up with fabric around it. So we're holding on to that, and actually the past couple days we've used that. I used it to actually cut up those ads and cut the paper into this, so it was like a big tray that we used. And also Niall had some balls that we use this for. So just holding on to shit, not to be a hoarder, but to give things a second life, third life, fourth life, fifth life. Use it as much as you can, because plastic is made with crude oil, and so as much as we can give plastic especially a second chance within our lives. And also speaking to that with thrifting, as a mother, thrifting plastic things is okay. Like plastic's really easy to clean, and so if, you know, they're removing that stigma around like, oh, my child needs the best, or people who will turn up their nose at you for buying things secondhand, just know that you can clean those things very thoroughly, and then you can give them a new life. I've bought a lot of larger pieces of plastic from thrifting for Niall, like a basketball hoop, a little tool bench that came with a bunch of tools, a little shopping cart, and I spent less than $20 on all of that stuff together. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's going to benefit you, it's going to benefit everything, and that's what we've been talking about the past few videos, is ways that we can pivot away from capitalism and start to do more cooperative economics, understanding our strengths and things like that. So I have a few more things that I want to show you that you know, you have around your house that you can reuse. First off, I'm cutting up CDs for mosaic pieces in my kitchen backsplash at the house that we are designing, off the grid. So these were all horror movies: Silence of the Lambs, Dawn of the Dead, shit I'm never gonna watch. And instead of putting it back into the universe for that fear-mongering, I decided to make something beautiful out of it, which, again, it's a process. You have to do that. So if you've got some of these tin cans, you can, once your initial product is gone, you can make your own lotions and salves and use these containers. Your everyday, you know, aluminum can. I already showed you one idea. These are great for art storage. They can be so many things. Your children can explore with these as long as they, you know, don't cut themselves on this. But yeah, there's lots of ways that you can give this another life. And old candles. Also, if you're a witch like me, or like a witchy human, or like organizing shit, all you have to do is pour some boiling water in here and your candle will come out. And again, just take off your label and then you have a dope jar for herbs or whatever you need. Your salsa, other jars. You can put your dry beans, lentils. You can color these if you want, make them into vases. I used a wine bottle to make an incense holder. I don't usually drink wine, so I had one random wine bottle. And I just used decoupage and food coloring and made this really, and it's in another room, otherwise I'd grab it. But, and then just another assortment of tin can. You can cover these with paper. Something else that I do sell in my shop, or just another idea, I make record bowls, and these are records that I've bought from thrift stores. Again, you can get them like 10 cents each, and they're usually, you know, not awesome songs. A lot of them, like Reader's Digest, you can get like the big packs for very cheap. And then inside, again, my favorite medium to work with is paper, but this is brand new paper, but I did use the vinyl boxes, or the covers for the vinyls, to make the circle that this goes in here. So I'm just sharing a little bit about some of the process I use and ways that I practice giving things new life. Last summer we built a fence and we had to use cardboard. We had to use concrete, and we had a little bit of concrete left over. So I made just some concrete slabs out of, like, using a plastic plate. The concrete does not adhere to plastic. It peels off really great once it's dry. And then at Niall's first birthday party, we had folks paint little messages, and shout out to Ren, who painted the beautiful Thumb Butte, which is in Prescott. So I just wanted to share that. So, like, literally any project you do, anything that you are interacting with on a daily, within your kitchen, your bathroom, random ass projects, you will have things left over that you can use again. And yeah. Oh, another thing is jewelry. This was a jewelry piece that had broke, so I made earrings out of the necklace that had broken. And so yeah, I'm hoping that that gives you some ideas. I'm looking around to see what else I have. Those are just lampshades, but yeah, I highly recommend trying to lessen the footprint. And I'm not blaming us for what we're seeing with the planet, and I'm about to run out of time, but I would just want to say that it's not your fault, but this is one way that we can extract ourselves from the extraction of capitalism and build towards a better future for all, and honoring the energy that things already have within them and give them another life. So thanks, y'all. See you next time.